There's Jock Stein now, dancing with the captain, Ron Miller. Jock Stein in the white coat there, easily distinguishable. He can't resist the temptation to come out and cheer his boys, on whose behalf Ron Miller, the captain, now accepts the famous trophy, holds it up. And they're now going to march with their own band in front of them into the town.
There's Connie Fraser. I can say, ladies and gentlemen, it's the greatest experience of my life.
That was the greatest of all Dunfermline nights, the first time that Jock Stein cast his mighty presence over the Scottish game. More followed, great nights of winning European football. Then came the slump. Dunfermline almost fell off the edge of the football world. They were condemned to play at the outposts, Stenhousemuir, East Stirling, Stranraer. After seasons of despair 3 years ago, they turned to a former player to put it right, Jim Leishman.
When I first came here, Dunfermline were the Aberdeens and Dundee Uniteds of the Scottish football. They were in European Cup semi-finals, they were playing Valencias, Real Saragossa, great teams. And then when I came back as manager, we're getting 600, 700, 800 people. You mentioned names like Jock Stein, George Farn, Willie Cunningham, Pat Stanton, Tom Forsyth, that have all been managers before me who have done really well in Scottish football and getting the job. And nobody from Lochgelly getting the job and coming in. And when I walked down the stairs, I was full of delight, pleasure, everything. And then there was something wrong. I said, what's wrong? And to get that sorted out was the speed work had to start then.
So what did you have to do?
I think hard work, initially, in employing the right people to do jobs that I wasn't good at. You know, to say that it's Jim Leishman that has done all this in the past few years is total rubbish. I've got good people around me that are loyal to Dunfermline, that want to work hard, that want to be successful themselves. And to be successful, you have to have people around you that are successful.
Last season, that sleeping giant rose out of its slumber and growled. Dunfermline climbed out of the dungeon of the second division. Gates had risen to 4,000, more than some Premier League teams can attract. The Kingdom of Fife, at long last, had something to celebrate.
We've been on the go for 100 years, and we're feeling black and white.
Right, that'll be fine. Okay, so Wednesday the 3rd of December. Right, okay, see you then. Bye-bye.
Enter into Dunfermline an unusual and attractive figure for Scottish football. Karen Grieger is Australian, 29, and a football person. I asked her what a pretty girl was doing in a place like this.
What a sexist approach to begin with. You want to rephrase that question?
No, what I really meant is, what is a girl from Australia doing at a football club in Dunfermline?
Well, I suppose as far as football's concerned in Australia, I'd done as much as I could. Played, refereed, administrator, promoter, television presenter, writer. And I decided, having been over here a few times before, that to want to work in a country where football was taken a lot more seriously.
But in a country where women in football aren't taken all that seriously.
Well, all the more reason for a challenge, isn't it? You know, I came over because I personally wanted to work in football, not because I, as a woman, decided to try and, you know, break through the last male bastion that there was. It was because I wanted to work in football.
And how much money do you raise and would you like to raise for the club every year?
Well, I don't think you've put a limit on it. You know, you're always looking for new ways to get additional revenue. But certainly the prime objective of me being here is to set up a commercial department as such. There's been a number of activities, you know, whether it be through the gates, there's revenue there's revenue from lottery, bingo, promotional activities, but now it's to coordinate everything and to get a proper sort of commercial setup going. And then once you've got that good base, just as when you've got a good team, you can then always look for you know, greater success. And it's blending a team off the park in the commercial department, and then the sky's the limit, really. You know, once we've got something good going, that we can then project even a more professional image to businesses through our own practices. As I said, there is no limit to how much we want to earn.
And tell me,
really.
As a former player and a former referee, I mean, what do you make of the football at Dunfermline?
What do I think of the football as such?
Yes.
Well, I suppose there's the saying of no two people can see the same two game. We all go along and watch, you know, 22 players on the park. I feel that the club has a nucleus for Premier League football. I think the club themselves acknowledge that they need a few players. But I wouldn't want to sort of go any further in that I might be stepping on the toes of the football manager, and I don't suppose I particularly like him stepping on my toes. But, you know, I'm an avid spectator, and certainly I've got an opinion on the game, and they certainly need some players. But the nucleus is there and the support's there, and I think, you know, success now breeds even more success, and with a few more players, Premier League football will be ours.
You're not tempted to tell Jim Leishman what he should do as a footballer?
Always tempted, of course.
Dunfermline would love to be back with the Rangers, Celtics, the Hearts of the world, Aberdeens. I honestly hope that Dunfermline can get there. It's easy to say yes, but the difficult part is that you play teams every Saturday that have 11 players that want to beat you. They come here, it's a cup final for them. And as I say, the easy part is to say yes. The hard part is to do it, but our aim is to get there. Whether it takes a year, 2 years, I'm positive Dunfermline will get there.
Miller takes it, headed infield, put into the middle towards Dixon. Dixon with a chance, and it's a goal! Fantastic scenes on the field. Goalkeeper Connaughton dancing about. Dixon absolutely mobbed by his teammates.
Ambitious Dunfermline are now a full-time club. They've taken the opportunity to sign players under the government's youth training scheme. It's still away from the great days, but the youngsters know where they're going.
I think they'll go up, definitely.
No problems?
No problems.